run just like a regular courtroom. So I'm going to bring the judge in. When I do that, you will all need to rise. I'll say all rise. The judge will tell you when you can sit down. You need to, I'll call up the groups, and if you need an extra chair, you just grab one from over there. 4 isn't enough for your group. You need to sit up here, and then you'll take turns making your argument. You need to address the court as Your Honor, and you'll need to stand when it's your turn. You need to identify yourself. There is a place for you to upload your paper and your group abstract. Open on ALNet. Those are all due. I think I set them for Thursday at midnight or whatever. So, any questions before we get started? And what you have to do to make your ethical argument. I'll introduce the judge and all that once we get started. So, any questions? Okay. And are you guys good? Okay. All rise. The Honorable Court of the Alpha Centurion is in session. The Chief Justice of the Alpha Centurion says you may be seated. The Alpha Centurion Court is now in session. The explanation as to how the proceedings will go are as follows. The Alpha Centurions are on their ship. They have sent this representative, their Chief Justice, to hear the arguments of the Earthlings in regard to whether or not the Alpha Centurions should treat you as you treat animals on your planet Earth, which is hunting for sport, harvesting and farming for food, and using for medical experiments. The Alpha Centurions do have a language and they do speak. However, they primarily communicate telepathically, which is how it is communicating with me. My job is simply to just say what they're telling me to say, so that I will be acting as their interpreter, while we will also have an interpreter for the Earthlings as well. The Alpha Centurion judge says you may begin. Please state your name as you come up, and they are willing to hear from Group 2.
Let's go, gang.
Oh, by the way, the Alpha Centurions do have a death ray trained on this room, so if you don't hurry up and move along and get your arguments in, we're all going to get exterminated before we even get our arguments in.
That's fine.
All right, so the Alpha Centurion judge says you may proceed with whoever's first. Please state your name.
Maybe I should go first, or should I take the lead?
Wait.
All right. Your Honor, I'm Austin Freeman. Now, treating us the way we treat animals might be justifiable, it is unethical, on the basis that if you look at this in relation to our intellectual capacity, it's not comparable. So I understand that that's a common argument, but I have multiple sources that there are few things that separate us from the animals which receive treatment that is unfair. Sorry. The way we are able to generate computation. So what I mean by that is that we have our own language. We're able to sit here before you today and communicate why we should not be treated this way. which to an extent, yes, animals, we can sense, their feelings, stuff like that, but still, they cannot to this extent relay how they truly feel. Another one, our social relationships with each other. It'd be more detrimental to us if we were to be misplaced than it would be for animals. Also, when looking at it that way, it'd be more detrimental to society in general if we were to be misplaced, because if you misplace a cow from a field, it's not necessarily going to impact the rest of the herd. But if you misplace the human from, its surroundings, the society, the possibilities of, new discoveries that could potentially save the planet and benefit, not just humanity, but all species, decreases. Those are some of my points I'd like to make.
All right, the Alpha Centurion judge is asking me to ask you why you think language separates you from animals. Because, for example, she is saying they don't need language. I mean, they have it. They communicate telepathically, which is clearly far superior to the limitations that humans have. So since they're more advanced from a language standpoint, are you then suggesting that that would be a distinguishing reason for them to decide to use you or not use you?
I'm not trying to distinguish that. What I'm trying to distinguish is that we are able to relay. Like, there's a difference between us and the animals and the Alpha Centurions and the humans, because the animals cannot come to you and sit before you in court and tell you, hey, this is why we should not be treated, but we are able to.
And what ethical theory, she wants to know, does that relate to? Because they really deal very much in theoretical concepts.
I'm going to be honest, I am not fine ethical theory in this one.
Okay. So you're making more of a practical argument?
Yes.
All right. All right, she says thank you. Thanks. Whatever. They also don't recognize gender, does they? Is there anyone else from this group that wishes to speak on behalf of humans?
Your Honor, it has been...
Please introduce yourself to the justice.
Apologies. Hello, Your Honor. My name is Alexander Moss, and I would like to begin by saying it is a fact that your species has destroyed your own animal species, and I withdraw that statement. Apologies. I withdraw that statement.
The Alpha Centurions say, good thinking. We're quite aware of our limitations we have learned from our past mistakes.
Indeed, and that, as it may be, we humans also possess this capacity to reflect on our own actions, to learn from them, and to correct them in the future. Would it be, therefore, and this is something that also distinguishes us from the fellow species, from our animal species here on Earth, this capacity to reflect and make rational decisions, and even so to have forgiveness. That being the case, also, not all humans are guilty of committing these, admittedly, cruel acts against humans. Therefore, would it be morally right for you to punish the entire human race as such? There are many of us who recognize this treatment as wrong, and many of us who would wish to stop it. Would it not be fair to also give us the chance to make these amends, just as you have no doubt learned from your own mistakes of the past, since we also share this capacity with you?
The Alpha Centurion judge says that's an interesting argument, and how would you propose then, are you suggesting that the Alpha Centurion should separate out the herd of humans, so to speak, from those who have been cruel to animals in the past and those who have not, and then just use the ones who have and then let the ones who have not become, for example, the overseers of the ones on Earth. Would that be a good plan?
Well, it's certainly one way to go about it, but I would question no, I do not think that would be morally ethical. And the reason for being is because humans also possess, just as animals do, and just as I suppose you do, the capacity to suffer. We feel suffered. So what therefore is the purpose of committing or forcing another sentient being to suffer when in fact it has no real benefit to you, such as the act of sport hunting for enjoyment?
So,
Would this not also compromise your own morals by doing thus, if you also recognize it's wrong?
and the Alpha Centaurians say, yes, their own ethics and morality are of concern to them. Is there some Earth-related ethical theory that you're relying on to make this argument?
Yes, I decided to identify this as theory of the Earth's rights theory. And we, in fact, here on Earth, we have a document known as, pardon me, the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights.